Hello, everybody. My name is Ethos, and welcome back to Gaming with Spirit. I apologize that yesterday you did not see my return. However, I promise you, the reason for that was pretty simple. Most of the projects I planned on doing that day took a little bit longer than I thought to get done, so we weren't able to get back in time to play. But today, we're gonna play. We're gonna get this taken care of. Might even play a little bit tomorrow. We'll see how things go. Normal schedule, still going to be normal. This is just kind of some bonus streams to kind of tide people over, get more of the projects done that we need to get done. Today, I'm going to be joined by a new player with myself, so they'll be running around at level 1. Most of what they will be doing is probably doing some practice building projects. They might be running around helping me gather resources, so don't be terribly surprised. Now, we left off yesterday building the top of this space. I can't remember exactly what I wanted to do for this. I'm pretty sure I wanted to do a tiered system similar to what I did over there, because this is supposed to be a kind of a grand hall sort of a look. So let's go ahead and figure out what we're going to do here. I think... Hold up. I think the illumination at the bottom corner is good. Top corner is good. We'll do kind of that look. There's going to have to be some additional lights placed around here, and that can't be outside. We'll have to do some, I already planned on doing some kind of interesting renovations to the outside of the wall, at least along the base, to kind of give it more of a three-dimensional feeling. So don't worry about that particularly. Let's see here. Let's clear... Oh, no, not that. Let's clear that out. Do that. All right. So we got some lighting in here. But it has to... I feel like the walls have to look better. And I suppose, like, tapestries and stuff like that will make it look better. And perhaps it's just being in the rain that's a problem. We shall see. I kind of want to do an obsidian block ceiling. But I think we'll do a conifer block kind of... I think we'll do the conifer block kind of style for this. We don't want staffing active, so we can do this whole thing with it. Go. All right. Let's see. I think that will do. We can use this to remove sections. Make it kind of look like... This is interesting. I just got done playing some Minecraft with the family before I started streaming here. And this is very much so feeling exactly like that same kind of system, where we're using stairs to create a roof. Because in Minecraft, of course, you don't actually have roofs in most cases. You have to use the stairs to create kind of the imagery of it. And I think it's amusing that I've kind of fallen back to doing that here. Because, let's be honest, it works better. Yeah, I mean, think about it. Look at that. Look at how well that works. I mean, it creates a nice kind of tiered system for a castle. And I like that. I like that it actually feels like it's giving some dimension on the inside of my buildings. that feels organic. I can put the shingles and stuff on the outside of the building, and it will feel just as normal. But also, because of how these will work, they'll look like ribs to that roofing. At least I think so. That's my hope, at least. Let's make this bad boy work. Okay, up one. A little closer. Oh, nope. Okay, there we go. Can I use snapping to make this work? Oh, I can. Oh, yes. A million times easier, indeed. Nope. Oh, hold on. No, I don't want that. Okay, there we go. Because we don't want the snapping to be a problem with our corners, which there are already going to be some problems with the corners, but we'll make this work. Okay. And now the individual removal of pieces to create more of an angle. Oh, hold on. Make sure those are good. Make sure that's good. That's good. Perfect. Okay. Oh, hold on. There we go. We're going to have to bring this over this way. Look at that. I like that. Hold up. All right. We're going to put those down. And we'll put that down. And then we'll finish it off with that. Excellent. And then we'll do more of the stairs here. I feel like... I feel like that's where we should go with that. And we should be able to snap that, right? Yeah. I don't want to do all the snaps, so... Okay, there we go. Sounds good. It's up to you how you want to be called on my stream, after all. If you want it to be separate from previous things, do separate from previous things. That's perfectly fine for me. Not necessarily a new hand at being online playing games, but not necessarily an old hand at it either. So let's take a look at what we got here. I'll probably have to do some internal work here. Same as my name. Just the first part of it. Excellent. Welcome in. You guys can watch this little opening since it will be your first time actually being on. Should I do... See, what I'm remembering in, like, ballrooms is they would do kind of this dome section, and then it would retreat, and then it would dome again. And I wonder if I should do the same thing here. I could do, like, a series of domes straight across. We want this. Okay, okay. Oh, I'm almost out of conifer? Uh-oh. Alright, we need to go make more conifer. Please tell me I can make more conifer. Oh, no we can't. Okay. We'll have to go back to the other place. I'll have to go back to Cliffside for this, then. I can't. My wireless stuff can't pass through you can't pass through you very easily, so it needs to have pass through. I know. Welcome, star, to the game. Alright, sorry about that. Our thing once again crashed for no reason whatsoever. Alright. So let's go welcome Star to the new world. He's way over here at the Cinder Vault. Come into the light, my friend. You have, like, no visibility. Come on.
It looks dark on my stream.
Oh, I know. It's because he's working with very low amounts of shaders active right now. Right. Come with me. Outside. And hit M. And you need to go scroll out. You will find there's a couple places you can go, and way over here is the one you need to come to first, the town of Cliffside. Keep scrolling. There you go. A little further, up by the north. There it is. The green one. Alright, so let's get you outfitted. Don't worry, it's all pretty easy. Level 1 means you have a lot of stuff you can do. First and foremost, come in here. You are welcome to all the any of the stuff in the gear category that you feel like will fit your character. Remember that you have functional gear that you wear for stats, and you have gear that you can equip. Any gear, right? Any gear can be equipped as cosmetic. So cosmetic gear is specifically for cosmetics, but any kind of gear can be used as a cosmetic. I will be going and doing some more work. I will see you over at the castle when you are ready. Because we'll eventually have to go harvest some silver. And it kind of depends on where you want to go with your build as well. I know it seems odd to some people that we're jumping right straight in, forcing a new player to basically be, you know, brand new in a world like this, but I assure you, this is actually quite normal and quite fine. Right now, we're going to get this framework built. I feel like with the style we have so far, we'll leave it kind of simple. We won't do all the fancy, like, Gothic Victorian style stuff that I could do, just because I feel like it's, I don't know. I feel like Gothic is fine, but going on like full cathedral mode might be a weird one. So we'll instead make these nice little cross braces. Then we'll go ahead and put in the obsidian as panels. Interestingly enough, doing the obsidian also requires silver, which is so many levels of fun. Up more. One more. Okay, too far. There we go. Go. And there we go. We now have effectively made a nice ballroom floor and ceiling. Over here, we're going to do... We'll pull this out. We'll do the conifer. Yeah, we'll do the conifer wood. And then do the obsidian countertops again. For kind of like coat check kind of a thing. Because behind there is actually a space. We could use it. Now I have to actually leave the entirety of this building to get outside to do this. Okay. So yeah, we have this little closet space here. I'm pretty sure we have a closet space over here. I just wasn't planning... oh, okay. I wasn't planning on using it yet. But I think it would be fine to put, like, maybe even a secret door here and then just have a few items in the back corner. Make it kind of simple. That way we can kind of get rid of some of the... oh, not that. That's not pomp and circumstance. Okay. So we need to select this, go to the wall, scale the wall out. Oh. Why? Okay. Okay. There's a mild problem there. And that there's a massive gap. Why is there a massive gap there? That doesn't seem normal. That's another thing, King Games. I think I have another suggestion for you for your game. Go ahead and make it so that when people at a certain level are building their buildings, they can do so from an aerial view. I think that would be a real smart idea. Yeah, that's perfect. We'll make that into kind of like a hidden little space. Perfect, perfect. Okay. We'll do the same over here. So I'm pretty sure they're 4 wide. There. Excellent. And then this will be just another little, like, storage room kind of a thing. We can get rid of this, actually. Because it won't be absolutely necessary. And we can put in just some nice domino tiles ceiling, basically. Bam, just like that. And then we could have put the roof on top. Alright. Statue eventually will go in there. This needs to have the ceiling finished up. So, one of the things I mentioned to friends and family as I was working late last night, not last night, sorry, late Friday about this whole project in here, was that I'll probably remove some of this, especially the really bad dangly bits, or add something that makes sense in here, because this is just a little bit too much for this. Those dangle a little bit too far. So, since they dangle too far, we're going to have to make some adjustments. This is even more of a weird thing, because, like, this shouldn't be having those problems either, but it does. So, like, I'm not even sure what to do here. Because this should be a cohesive piece of obsidian. But for some reason, it's not. And I think it's because of that. Well, what do I know? See, look at that. Well, I don't know why it does that in particular. But yeah, I think I'm going to remove these. And this. Kind of make it just this one spot. I don't know why that's there. Okay. Okay, so then we're going to do just normal obsidian. And then I guess is that? This is obsidian as well. Okay, so then I don't know how. Okay. No, I don't want that there. I want it one more out. Okay. That might be impossible. Let's go check that out. So one of the things I have to do is in this room, I have to build a spiral staircase leading down and up. The down is going to lead underneath this section here. And in here, we will have a couple magic panels that will allow us to drop off resources. This is going to be mildly important to the overall aesthetic of the place. Don't know why that's there. Okay. So, we're going to do something with this. I need to figure this out here. So, hold on. Wait, do I need to put something there? Not here. There. And then I gotta put a second one there. And then this all lines up. There we go. I think that will fix it. Let's take a look. I mean, it works, but it works oddly. Yeah, that still works. Okay, that works. And then we'll just remove those to that point. So it's not as drapey. Okay, we'll do the same there. Same there. Same there. Same there. And same here. Oh, no, not that. Name there. Okay. Yes. If you're ready, come join me, yes. Alright, so this should be everything we need. What? The only tool you should need is a hammer. There should be a... If you turn around, in the... Yeah, those chests right there closest to the wall. No. To the right. Okay, you're turning around a lot now. Search through the chests until you find this, a construction hammer. I'm pretty sure there's a spare one somewhere. Alright, so now that we got that done... Like I said, this is going to be kind of a storage room for barrels and stuff. We should probably get to work on this room and this space up here. This is odd that there's such a gap here. Why is there such a gap there? That one doesn't have it. It's right next to it. This one has a bit of a gap. And it's odd that there's a gap there. Because that should go right there. And it's raining like crazy again, folks. Now, we're just going to do this here. We're just going to put this here. And there, okay. We're just going to do that. This is going to be the same. We'll have to reduce that somehow. I'm not... maybe we'll just do this. This will probably work. There we go. And then, bam, just like that. Okay. Okay, it looks fine. Looks fine as it is. Excellent. We gotta get this built. So, I don't know what I really want to do with this. Not exactly. I think we'll do this. Kind of fix that in the center. Ah, there we go. And then we'll work on making all of that equal height. And then kind of putting a roof on the top of that. Burp. It works. I mean, it's not perfect, but it works. And finish these up, y'all. Oh, whoops. That went too far, didn't it? It went too far. Oh. Gosh darn it. There. There we go. And of course, when we need to get back up here, we'll just go ahead and use a nice and simple floating staircase method. And we'll be good. Well, we'll come back to that. Well, hold on. We can just do this real fast. Bap. There we go. There we go. And then, yeah. Eventually we'll get to do more of this. But, as I said, we have a lot of other plans to get done. And this is certainly not the highest priority. Oops. Boop. But I'll finish the height change at the very least. There we go. Block. Yes, I know. Oh, what the heck have I done? It's floating. I kind of like that side, though. Should I do that for the actual sides? I mean, that doesn't look too shabby, actually. I kind of like that. I'm gonna give it a shot. All right. And there's that. There's that. So then we crawl up here. Double bounce. Get rid of this, going all the way down to the next point. Okay. We're gonna have to put one and then this will have that stagger. But it's not gonna look the same. Oh, it is. It is. It is gonna look the same. Okay. Hold up. I didn't put it in right. It's supposed to be one low, and then the second point has to be the high one. Okay. There, it's gonna look like that when it's done. Okay. Because the same thing happens here. We have this going on. There we go. And then this and this goes to that. Goes to that, and that goes to that. Alright, we'll see how that all turns out in the end. I think it will be pretty nice, though, if I'm being honest with myself. Okay, Star, my friend. This is what you're going to have to be doing out here. So, you're going to take your hammer. You're going to hit tab. And it will give you a quick explanation of how this all works. Now, for you, you're going to need to stay mostly on this space down here at the very bottom, called terrain. So, press and hold your Alt button. And now, mouse wheel down. And you'll eventually reach the terrain section. There you go. So, out here, outside the wall, Avalon Wisdom was working on making land so that the wall wouldn't be, just free floating out here. I believe she was, if you hit F, you can sample the material that was currently being used in the space. So she was using fertilized farm soil. I'm not 100% sure why. I'm guessing she originally wanted to eventually make a fields of corn or wheat or grain. So you could continue that if you wished, or you could take this this fertile Springlands dirt, or just do Springlands dirt. Take your pick, because honestly, I could care very little about what actually goes on over here for one reason, and that one reason is most of this terrain out here is going to be nitpicked over once we get done. Because the wall is going to come down right here. You can see where it's going to come down at. So whatever the dirt we use for this place is going to have to be a nice hardy material. I actually like the Springlands dirt over the fertile dirt because I feel like the regular dirt is just it's more homely. So a couple things you should pay attention to. You can use your Q button and your mouse wheel to make things go further and back from you. You can press Z to enter first-person mode, which is very helpful for construction. And you can hit Y to undo things. So if you place something down and you don't like where it was, you can hit Y to undo it real fast. It's also important to remember that you can use any of these terrain modifiers. The ramp, the steep ramp, a disc, a big old platform, or bigger ramps. So whatever you would like to do, I would just like to have grass going around the outside of the wall where it will reach and touch the wall. If you want to work on the wall a little bit, you can scroll up to the 4M section. So Alt button, press and hold Alt and go to 4M. And they'll sample this wall material, which is called weathered stone block. And then you want to build wide walls. And you will probably want to have your snapping on, and it will let you snap to this wall, like so. And this is ironically probably the better way to do it. I was making the walls very flat. This is a little bit more textured and more accurate. See? You use your R button to rotate. And make sure that you're in first-person mode will probably help you quite a bit. Then you can use your Q button to move it closer or farther from you. And hit X. Because you want your snapping on for a lot of this. There you go. So, between doing the ground around the wall and the wall itself, those could be your tasks for now. In a little bit, we're going to be going and doing some mining, which I will need to have you alive and present for to help me with the mining. But in this way, we can expedite the time it's going to take to get all this stuff done. Unfortunately, I have many a project to do. So, what was the thing that was in this room? Yes, this room over here. I need to remove sections of floor and not fall to my death. That would be fantastic. Okay, so now I need these, I need this, I need no snapping, and I need to kind of figure out roughly how far to go. I think that's correct. Oh, it's real close. It really is. Okay, well that will look fine for now. Okay. So now, for majority of this, I just need to go and do this, and individually remove a couple obsidian blocks. So there's going to be a door here. Now, I want to use the highly polished. What else? What do we have a lot of? I guess we do have a lot of weathered stone. So we'll go ahead and use weathered stone. It will probably fit the thematic a little bit with this room, too. So it's perfectly fine. So I need to create a stairs for now. And we should probably move it further back. So I'll do... that'll work. Okay. So we'll do the stairs right about Ma. This will lead us down to the next floor safely. And we need to get our snapping back on here. Okay. So I need to have a single block or two taken out. Actually, I should probably do more than that. I should probably do one of these double blocks. And I want to do it right about here. I was going to eat some chicken soup. Num 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 num. Smash it into my face. Okay, back to what I was doing. Okay, so we're going to go down over here. We need to find that space. And we're going to just quite simply make a path over here. I could probably go one level further, but there really is no need, and we do need this to be closer to everything. That's not where I want that. There we go. Okay. Now, magic chests have a couple benefits, including the one that so long as it is within range of you and your crafting, you can craft directly from the inventory. So this will allow us several options here. First, by picking up and moving all the chests down here, we won't have to worry about where things are organized because, in essence, it will all be in one spot and will be accessible from all the different craftsmen all at once. We can block off this room and make it look like a really cool little place for a while. But we need to have it within, I believe it is 32 meters or something of those panels to make sure everything gets done. Which is kind of why I'm going to probably put like 3 panels in here, just to make sure things get done. The first thing we should do is move all of our block options over here. Why is this here? Oh, right. That was going to be our thrones and armor and stuff. Got it. Okay. We're going to go over here. I want to do only huge chests if I can. I don't know... These the huge ones? No, these ones are the huge ones. Okay. So we're gonna pull out all this stuff. There's a lot of potted plants in here. Some seedlings too, and I'm assuming that's some of this is what was going to be put for planting. I don't think you can pull directly out of a magical chest for plants, though. So the seedlings will go into here. Hold up, that's a potted plant. Seedling, seedling, seedling. Seedling, 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 seedling. More seedlings. Okay, so those are all the seedlings. These are all the potted plants. All right, cool. We're gonna go down here. We're gonna drop off a bunch of stuff. Wait, hold on. Down here, put a bunch of stuff. Boop, 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 boop. So we gotta put down the chest. And it's gonna be like right against this wall. We don't need to worry too much about it. But it's gonna store all of these. Well, no. I'm gonna keep these mostly out. What did I just pick? I thought I had something that was a seedling. Oh, it's just basin dirt. We'll leave that in there. We'll actually go and put a bunch of these potted plants around to make things look a little bit more lively, real fast. And then we'll come back to it and we'll start doing some more work again. How big is this? Oh, that's very big. I think it looks good though. Kind of like how that looks. And here we'll do probably right next to this. We'll do some flowers. Maybe we'll do the monster plant. Banana? No. Alpine rose? It's a little too bulky. I feel like most of these are going to be very bulky. Yes. Okay. There we go. This could be moved here. Let's see. I think she realized, Avalon Wisdom did, just how ridiculous it is having so many of these large planters around. There we go, giving it kind of a festive little look. Yeah, I think this will work fine. I'll put one over here. Then I can do some of the monster plants around the edges of this. It will give it kind of a little bit more. I wouldn't say it would give it a great. It's going to give it a little bit more of a natural kind of a feel. Again, I wouldn't say it's going to make it feel amazing, least popular, but hey, you know, whatever you can do, you can do. I like these alpine roses. I think they fit this place pretty well. So I'm going to put one of the... That's not quite where that's going to go. But, I mean, if I turn off the snap function, I can probably get... There we go. Oh, daylily over here. Oh, no. Daylily should come... Oh, not that. I don't want to take that away. Up a little bit. There we go. We'll put a coconut palm here. That kind of works. Ginger plant. Oh no. It would work here. They're just wild. Okay. Here? Yeah. No, that's fire. That would seem like it would be a very poor decision. This would be fine. And I think there should be at least one in here. Yeah. Yeah, that kind of brightens the room up a bit. I can't put anything else in here because it'd be freaking huge. Oh, the taro plant can go. Okay. The taro plant. It's just going to give this place a little bit more life. I feel like ginger would be an excellent thing to have in a bathroom, but once again, it's too freaking huge. And so instead, we'll just do some weird pot plant right there. Okay. Daylilies again. So, yeah. Do a potted plant right there. Do a potted plant right here. And everyone likes getting a little bit of chair with their potted plant, right? No. Also, no. It's just too small of a space for that. Maybe over here? I guess. Why is there spiders? Sorry, there was spiders crawling around because I think I broke the pot and it was like, hey, that must mean you want... It's like, no. I think that looks okay. No. Who am I kidding? I could probably put one on either side of this, though. And it wouldn't look too... no. It does. It looks weird. This needs to be picked up. This also needs to be picked up. Okay, so I can't do anything with those right now. Maybe I should just drop these in this room as like a storage thing. Maybe it would work. I can come back for them when I have time. Storage room? You've done? Oh, there's leaves coming out the door. We'll ignore that for now. And the plants add a little bit of vibrancy. Oh, I also have other plants. I have aloe and indigo and yellow flower. Yellow flower does seem to be like the kind of plant you would see in those smaller rooms, to be fair. Like, what? Oh, yeah. Wait. Why is that floating? Needs to stop floating. There we go. Excellent. That's too much of things. I can put one over here, though. How about this guy? Yeah, we're going to pick that one up. I could put that there. Oh, that's so cute. I think that works great. I have a feeling the yellow plant is going to be big. Oh, no, the yellow plant's not going to be too big at all. I could put, like, an aloe plant right over here in the window there. And I can even close this door, and it probably won't even interfere. I have another aloe plant right there. Sweet. How big is the indigo plant? Oh, my God. Yep. None of that. Okay. I feel like aloe is something that you would find in someone's room who they just don't have a lot of sunlight, so we'll put that there. Alright, indigo. And one more of these daylilies. We'll put them in our storage room. I might not be able to get to those in the future. We'll hope that we can. We'll just hope that we can. Alright, so all those plants have been potted somewhere, usefully or not. We are going to go and collect more items from over here. Alright, so we have, oh no, a bunch of things. Let's see. Okay, no, that doesn't fix much. It does, but it doesn't. You know what I mean? I don't know why I have a large potted plant. A large plant pot. It's there. Okay, so I could move all of these things. I think I want to move most of the terrain and raw materials first. Because that's going to become a problem later. So, Star, don't be surprised if a bunch of stuff that you were using before just is not available for a couple minutes. What? I am having to move a bunch of materials all at once, so I'm moving as many as I can, as fast as I can. That's not a bench. That's a bench. That's not a toy. Bench. Okay. Color blocks, those were shingles. And then this is the rest of stuff. I don't think I'll be able to fit quite all of it, but we will see what happens. Alright. I'll go drop off most of these materials, and then we're going to go try to smooth things around to get another one of those huge chests to come down. Can I drop? Oh, heck yeah, that makes me so happy. Okay. So we're going to be dropping most of these materials back off in here. I don't need the potted plant. Or the plant pot. That really needs to stop happening. Alright, the things should be returning to you briefly. Please let me know if they do not. There we go. That's mostly everything. Is there a section missing? No. My brain just saw something that wasn't there. Yeah, I only want the huge versions of chests to go down there. Because I've been wanting to upgrade these chests for quite a long time. I guess I do have... Oh! There's a thing! It was really close! I panicked slightly. Don't worry about it. It's not important. Alright, we got that. Pick that chest up. This is more things. More things I don't know what to do with. So we'll grab some of them. Because we're going to make another a couple of huge magic chests. Why do I have... Oh. Why do I randomly just have a coconut? Okay, we're going to turn a couple things into it so we'll have space. We'll go put this one magic chest down. Or a huge magic chest down and see what we can all drop off in it. Again, the most important thing to remember is all of this is going to be changing down here. This is mostly just for a storage place. In fact, it might even be for the best if literally no one can access it but us. We'll drop off the weapons and gear, gems and food. And why I choose to do that is pretty obvious, I think, to myself at least. We aren't planning on doing much with those. The rest of the things that are technically materials we probably want to keep on hand just in case. But specifically tools? No reason to keep them around right now. Alright, I need to go back to Cliffside. And then grab a bunch of stuff to step into that other huge chest after I make 2 more huge chests. Which hopefully we have enough for. I'm a feeling we aren't going to have enough magical stuff for that. I feel like I need to make more shroud nexuses. Yeah. Oh. That's a huge magic chest. We need to make an enormous magic chest that requires shroud radiance and shroud slime. Which I thought I had more of. Apparently I do not. So I have to go get some more shroud slime. That's fantastic. Yeah, okay. So yeah, these are the things I was talking about. 24-meter radius and a 16-meter radius. I'll get some more of these large quick panels. Eventually. I already have one, I think, over there. So I'll grab one for now. But yeah, so I can't make any huge magic chests because I need enshrouded oil. But I do have enough nexus. Okay. Well, how much time does it take to make some enshrouded oil? Tell me no time at all. No time at all. I already have some. Huzzah. Then I can make 2 more magical chests. I want to create this one, but in order to create this one, I'm going to need a Shroud Radiance and more Shroud Slimes. So I don't, with a Shroud Slime, that I don't possess currently. Now I'm going to grab some more things. Probably more dirts and whatnot, if I'm being honest with myself. Terrain materials are just incredibly important things to possess. I'm definitely going to need some more luminous growth. Oh, that's ice is also terrain material. Oh, that's not though. Mushroom flesh is? Since when? Okay. And now we teleport back. I guess F1 would be closer to the front of the castle. And would be a pretty clear shot, I think. If I'm wrong, I'm going to be stuck in a wall. It would be interesting. I was correct. No, I was incorrect. Going to the same place as before is probably still the best option, since it does have a teleporter right there. Down the hole we go. Wait, hold on. We'll do the... Bloop. And then we'll put another beautiful chest down here. And another beautiful chest down here. And we're just going to drop a bunch of stuff into here. You might get more things to play with shortly. Oh. Alright, let's see. Pull out the things. I'm actually probably going to have a chest up top to steal. Or get back out, at least. Butter can be down here. Chair cannot. Silver crypt wall torches cannot. Consumables should probably not either. Oh, that's a random... Oh, that's the tier 7 A material. Ancient Land Credit Stone. It always makes me chuckle when stuff like that happens. I will not lie. And I can drop the honey in there as well. Alright, now the rest of this stuff can go up top. Probably can't jump out. No, I can't. Oh, shame days. But I want to get enough materials out here in order to... I want to get enough materials out here in order to be able to start bringing all of the craftspeople out here. Because as it stands right now, it's just kind of the one. And that's a bit of a problem when I need more. I need all of the craftsmen, so when I run out of things, I can grab more just from talking to someone. Oh, there's a bunch of rocks in here now. Star, you betrayed me. There was random rocks appearing inside the buildings. I gave you a simple task and you tried to destroy all of my hard-working creations. It's fine. The fun thing about this, all of these projects, is this actually does add a little bit of chaos to the mix. And when most people would be like, why would that be a good... Why did that cut right through my flooring? No! Hold on! Wait! No! Stop! No! I don't want to break my things! Wait, how do I fix this? Right. I fix this by being smart and doing terrain modification. There it is. Okay. And instead of trying to attempt to destroy all that I've worked hard to create, no, that would make more sense. What is this? That's Springland's dirt? That can't be Springland's dirt, is it? It is. Oh, okay. Hold up. Let's rebuild this floor real fast here. Oh, my poor floor. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. Okay, then this can kind of. This should probably be modified ever so slightly. Okay. That's going to probably be a lot better for any human being that walks over there. They won't just drop straight into an abyss. And we'll take the rest of this stuff out of here, I guess. I should get some regular chests and use them to store other things that make sense to store in one of these things. Oh, I missed a whole bunch of these building materials. That's buggery. Alright. And what about this one? Just the one thing in there. Alright, so we got all the magic chests from over here. I can pick up this. I mean, we could probably put some of this stuff actually in places like this. But for now, whoop. Can put that in there. Can put all of these in there. Okay, that's full up. I think all of these are full up. That's wonderful. Now this can fill up with more of the stuff. Oh, not that, though. There we go. Terrain. Oh, that's a seedling. Can't put that in there. Other stuff. I might as well put the crucible in there. Sludge. Shroud sludge. I'm gonna need this boreal bench, both the magic chests, and the quick stack station. Okay, so first and foremost, another huge magic chest here at the end. And then we got some not so fantastic, okay chests. They're not terrible, but they're not, it's like, I could have huge magic or enormous magic chests, and I have you instead. Alright, let's decide, chandelier. Probably put this in the ballroom. Yeah, the cross brace. Perfection. Perfection. Alright, this bench. This bench can go in here. It can be a reception hall bench. And a chair. Or a couple chairs, I guess, to wait on that side. And a couple chairs over here. We've consumed chairs. I guess if you want to make someone really uncomfortable, put them right there between the two guards. Oh, it'd be horrible. Randomly put down the musical oh, never mind. I can do nothing of the sort. Why do I have this stone bench? Do I really want to use a stone bench in here? I mean, the stone bench would have a little bit more regality. I will admit to that. Yeah, it does. So I'll put this one also right around here. I could make this spiral stone stairs. Those are really cool. I do enjoy those. I have this fence as well, and these tarpaulins. Star has died from nearly something. This is not necessarily a great thing to see. like that. That makes sense. Okay. Chairs. 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 Weird chair to be having here, but maybe just in case. Like some spare chairs. Yeah, spare chairs. And we'll do a random boreal bench somewhere. Oh, Star has died. Why did Star remove floor? Why did Star remove floor?
Sorry. He shakes his head.
Of course he's just shaking his head. He doesn't want to, admit to the fact that he just that he killed himself. Especially as he doesn't even have a glider, so instead of being able to glide serenely to the ground, he probably dropped like a stone. I will say, this chicken is quite delicious, even if my mouth is currently on fire. Yeah, it's not big enough. Okay, can I just make a... No, I can't even make a basic chest without going back to the cliffside. Okay. Fast traveling to cliffside. Let's see. Alright. I definitely need some mundane-like chests. Just so I can have a bunch of stuff in them that I don't need to keep moving around. And it will be things that I will have to access. Like lockpicks. I actually have quite a bit of gold ore. My lord. Can I take these things? Thank you. So there's that. All the rest of the materials in here. Is that a... That's a large magic chest. Okay. So is this one. Large magic chest. Alright. Next I will make sure to grab some mundane chests to drop over. I could have sworn I had some at some point. I just don't remember what I did with them. What the? Oh, right. Took me half a second to remember that Star had pulverized. Wait, no receiving chests in range. Hold on a second. Are these somehow not within range? He might not. That would be really weird. Okay. Hold on. Those definitely seem to be functional. Okay. So then somehow all of this didn't go over. That's super weird. Well, we're going to do this. Not that. There we go. There. And then we'll extract all of the stuff out of this one. Why is there a glowing red thing in front of me? Oh, right. It's the other thing I picked up. Maybe that's because the first one's like right here. So maybe none of these are actually within range. That would be horrifying. And I'd have to bring them closer. Like here. Well, that's definitely in range. Okay. Definitely in range. We can pop that in there. Fill in all these spaces and gaps. Oh wait. Hazelnuts? Okay. We could probably use those for things. Okay. And now we just start going at it, I guess. The real question is, if I don't organize them, will the same things happen? So I feel like that's going to happen. I won't be able to have an overflow chest or something like that either. So I'll eventually have to come down here anyways to drop some stuff off. Unfortunate. But not much you can do about it. Another huge wooden chest. Doo-doo-doo. Alright. And then just a bunch of blocks. And raw materials. Hopefully I don't disrupt what Star's doing. I mean, usually it's, as it seems the last couple of times, is trying to drop himself off of a long cliff. But that could have just been my poor perception at work again. I will say that a feature that is not so much a feature as a nice thing is the very fact of the matter that you don't have to worry if you drop off the face of the planet and die, because you can always pick your body back up. It was one of my biggest pet peeves, and it had always been kind of a pet peeve ever since it happened in Minecraft, where they were like, "Oh, well, you don't really need to be able to, get back all the stuff that you lost because, maybe there was a creeper behind that wall you didn't see coming." But, Enshrouded has done a very good job of allowing you to go back and get all of your stuff from a built-in gravestone. And like I said, that's a huge deal to me. I think one of the things that is really hard to find in general is, like a nice and simple way of getting your body back or whatever stuff that you had, back, right? I consider that to be one of the best features any RPG can have. If you're going to make me lose my inventory, at least give me a chance of getting it back and not losing everything. And when Minecraft also has you lose levels and everything else on top of it, it can start feeling a bit punishing, more so than I think they would really intend. But these days I'm not sure what Mojang is intending, because it seems like every time you turn around, they have this new idea of what it really means to really milk a franchise. I don't think I can recount back when an expansion, if you want to call that, came out, and just looking at the looking at the game and going, "That's all you decided to put in? Hundreds of hours of work, possibly a whole year, and you're gonna give us one new mob?" And okay, maybe there's a few improvements to the game engine rendering. They still haven't got rid of the Java issues when it comes to they haven't got rid of the Java issues when it comes to RAM usage. But hey, at least they're trying, I guess, right? But I don't know, honestly, anymore. Because it seems like I said, way too many of these games come out, and they're like, we're going to have you lose all your equipment, or some of your equipment breaks, or something else is going to happen. And you're just looking at them and going, really? Even more? Even more things? And in the end, it's like, there's not much you can do about it, right? Most people will mod in a solution. Like in Minecraft, there's Corpse, there's Corrail's Tombstone, there's dozens of mods that strictly exist so that you can get your body back and get you either some amount of experience or just the items in the end, is right? And it's like, wow, it's shocking how much work it takes to put in this little change. Like 5 minutes. And yet, every time you turn around to Mojang, they have yet to implement some kind of corpse system. Which, in my opinion, is just bad writing. But I'm also not, a multi-national company. Well, I guess they themselves aren't. It's more accurate to say that Microsoft, which owns them, is a multinational company. But I still feel like it's a little bit weird that so many mods have come out for games, specifically Minecraft, right? That have been really, really good. Like, you look at them and you're like, no, that's very good. I liked how they've done XYZ. Right? And every year when Mojang comes out with their Minecraft con, Minecon, or whatever they want to call it, it just seems like they're like, we've heard you, the people, and we're rolling out Minecraft next version all ready to go, and it's gonna have, God, I don't know, an elephant, a bobsled, and just nothing else. And you're sitting there going, what was the point of this? What was the point of us waiting a whole year to be blindsided by the strikingly amazing, almost impossible to comprehend differences in an elephant? Or I guess they haven't done an elephant yet. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Not an elephant. The staggering uniqueness that is them adding in a camel. Or maybe a new type of bee. Now, I get you could say they've done a lot of stuff with the game engine, right, making it more beautiful. I hear you. I really, really do. But I also am very curious because I don't think you've actually been watching what has been happening lately. If you want to talk about performance, there's a number of games that have done an amazing job with their own performance, like Enshrouded, with all the changes, the improved upgrades, the tombstones effects, all these things. And it didn't cost them an arm and a leg, and it didn't take them, a year. It took them multiple years. And Minecraft has had multiple years with a game company that makes quite a bit of money, last I checked, right? Last I checked, Microsoft didn't make paltry sums. So, they've had probably 4 or 5 or 6 years with a multinational company sitting right on top of them. telling them how great they were going to be. And I believe them. Minecraft has single-handedly been one of the most interesting tools for teaching coding to kids that you've ever seen. Minecraft has gone above and beyond in many ways what people have said was possible, you know. And like I've said, it's mind-boggling to me that we still have so many issues with Java. When, yes, I know, they added in the Undercity and the Warden and all those other things that went along with their one mob. But I still feel like with all the issues with the game, especially Java Edition, they couldn't find it in their time to do a little more with each major update. Not the little small ones that came with them releasing batch features. No. Like, the legitimate hard ones. I don't know. It just... I've watched Enshrouded develop in the last year or so, 2 years perhaps. And watching it develop as a game was amazing. Every expansion they brought out, they added in features, in new locations, enemies, and in a higher fidelity graphics than Minecraft has ever achieved. And yet, once again, they built their own engine to make this game happen. And it just seems like Minecraft, for all of its work and all of the money that kind of stands behind it, kind of falls on one of the most simple matters. And that is just, making a good game and refining it over a period of time. If you really want to point out a particularly, I would say, standout case, is No Man's Sky. And now I hear you. You're gonna yell and go, wait, hold on. No Man's Sky has had almost like 10 years, I think, maybe even more. There's a reason why they're doing so well. You're right. It has been numerous years. But something else to remember is in that same amount of time, Minecraft has existed. It wasn't under the title of umbrella of Microsoft. It was its own independent company of Mojang. Maybe they had someone who was heading up too. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, Minecraft and No Man's Sky have existed for probably. Minecraft is older, if I remember correctly. It was at least in beta before No Man's Sky came out. And even in beta, not in beta. Even in beta, it was basically the same thing you experience now. Just, maybe it's a little bit cleaner, a little bit tighter. It still says no stronger siege. That concerns me. Anyways, so I personally think those games have done a very amazing job getting themselves back together and functional within a relatively short time. Okay? Relatively short if you compare it to anything else that we know. Should I do this? I shouldn't do this. Maybe this. Then pick this one up. And oh, these are all large. Okay, this makes things easy. And then can I I can't put it there. That didn't make any sense. But I could put it. I don't think I can get high enough to actually see where I need to go. Unless I put something down. Let's just do this. Maybe this will do it. Oh, I didn't fill in that spot. Okay. Alright, perfect. Let's see if this works. So yeah, in the same amount of time it took most of those guys to figure out their whole, everything. And become far better games, or just start from a good position and become better games. Take your pick, right? But in that time frame that they were able to do that, and did do that, Minecraft has remained relatively the same. It's had the same issues. It's had um, graphical problems. It's had numerous versions with new mobs coming out, or new features, or new biomes, and they never managed to hit the same level of scale that other survival crafting games came out even after they did, like Enshrouded here. And I know it's going to sound like I'm singing Enshrouded's praises, because I am. Because it's a good, functional game. No questions asked about that. If someone told me, hey, I want you to name a game, you know, I need you to name me a game that you think would be good to play and be successful at, you know, me having as much fun as I did at Minecraft. Well, let me tell you, 100%. 100% would pick Enshrouded. Because it is that level of awesome. Put that in the wrong spot. Now, I will make a couple points, however. Caveats, if you want to call them. It doesn't exactly excel in certain ways in certain places. Like, it obviously has its own faults. But again, it's only been out for a couple years. If you look at the vast array of problems that Minecraft has gone through and never really iterated on or improved upon, I mean, the number would not be too terribly surprising to be fairly high. And again, these problems aren't new. They've happened for quite a long time now. It's just that Mojang has decided that it was not worth the time and energy to invest in fixing them. And I'm sure some people out there will go, oh, it's because, the community, does all the work, and so they don't have to. It's a good thing. And I will disagree. Every single time. Because I do not believe that video games should be, only successful because of their modding community. Right? I don't know if I would play Minecraft if I didn't have access to mods like Astral Sorcery back in version 112. I don't think I would have played even modern Minecraft if I didn't have mods of some kind of caliber that maybe go, this was good. Because I can tell you now, base Minecraft is about as interesting to me as a badly cooked pasta, which as an Italian person I can say is definitely not on my to-do list or to want list. So again, if these gathered games, which are younger, haven't had as much time as Minecraft has, and yet somehow they can manage to be successful and fix most of their problems. I mean, Enshrouded plays on almost every system you can ask for. If they can at least do that, then it really to me makes me question why we consider Minecraft so good and why other people haven't made something similar enough and walked away. Because to me, Minecraft is barely fun outside of its ability to get mods. It's entertaining for some, and I understand why. But generally speaking, after so many years of playing it, I'm looking for a better experience. If you want simple Minecraft, play Bedrock. That's not a diss on Bedrock. It's just a simple fact that Bedrock, as a game, is stripped down, very stripped down from Minecraft. And Java Minecraft is where most of your mods are. And so eventually you just kind of drift away from you know, plain standard, and you get yourself some mods going. But when you start doing that, anyone who who stands up and goes, well, again, Ebon, it's the nostalgia, and then people mod it, and the modding community is what makes it great. It's like, again, no, the modding community should not be the reason why your thing succeeds. Your thing should succeed because it's succeeding, not because, again, something got lucky with editing your program and it was good. I think in many ways mods help, communities stick together after, the collapse of a company or something, or even the success of a game after a good deal of time. Makes sense. But when you're literally talking about how this game was so good or so iconic, and the reason you give is because the mods are great, and that was and it's not an old game. It's not a game that sat in someone's game files for a while. It's a fairly old game with hardly any features. I just I don't know. Minecraft makes me sad that way sometimes because it could be such a great game if we gave it a little bit more breathing room. But we're never going to give it that. And we're never going to give people the opportunity to create really good versions of it until some people take the chance and not want to try to unthrone the OG being a problem. And we're starting to see that, like Hytale, for example. Hytale, I think, is a relatively great example of, a Minecraft blocky game that in a very short time frame, although I believe it did spend quite a bit of time in like prototyping and stuff too, it relatively in a short period of time after they released a version for the public, they had some really impressive stuff on there. Like, legitimately, I was looking at it and going, that's kind of cool. I might play that game. And I don't play a whole lot of blocky Minecraft games that are not moddable yet. So the fact that I was considering that was a pretty big step in its own direction. Do I have a huge chest? Oh, I didn't notice. Oh my gosh. Okay. But again, it all comes back to the fact that I'm really hopeful that, eventually the modding communities for Enshrouded, Palworld, and the rest of them get their due, because the people who have been there in that community have done some amazing stuff over the years. Some of the PAL mods are really cool. I've seen some basic graphical improvement ones and stuff like that for Enshrouded. So it hasn't been a lot. But like, I could see, I don't know how much they'd be able to improve it, but I would love to see what they could try to do, Nope, we're about 30 more minutes before the end of the stream, folks. So we might have to try to go harvest some silver now that we've almost transplanted everything we need to transplant, and have a functioning pair of pads instead of just having some pads that sit there. And then me going, this is fine, everything will be fine in a minute. And we come back with our first round of items, and we're like, we've got so many cool things and a bunch of bricks and stuff. And we go to throw them in, and it's like, no chests within range. Yeah, that'll make you a little bit bummed out, to say the least. Alright, let's see. Not enough free space. I'm not that fat, game. Oh, that's even sadder. It's not even where the spot I wanted. Yeah, I'll probably have to do that. Alright. No, I don't want to open. I just want to... Hold on. Stop it. I'm going to pick that up. Go back over here. I think that's the correct space. Go down. Why was it at +7? No idea. There we go. Excellent. Move all this stuff. We gotta pick up all this stuff again. Thought I had some gold coins in another chest. No, gold coins. That's gold ore. Good job, sir. I still think I should be able to make gold coins. Get on that. Developers, I think we should be able to make our own coins. And this is not for any other reason than the fact of if we have gold and gold bars, we can make gold chest. We can make other gold things. Trust me on this. Been over this this rodeo a few times actually. All you need is the right machine, and even then, I don't really know why the guy wants to be paid gold coins. It just seems a little arbitrary. I want you to go get this fish for me after you save my life. And I'm gonna have you pay me for it. What? Why would I pay you in gold coins? I'm pretty sure today and now you cannot go and you know, straight up get a handful of gold coins unless you have quite a large amount of money. And this is not in a good society. This is post-apocalyptic for this fantasy society. And the guy's like, "You'll find gold coins." It's like, yeah, I suppose I might, but also, why do you want gold coins? You know what I mean? It's confusing. And oh, I think that's everything. How much more? I don't have much left to go. Last couple magical items in the magical chests, and then we're good to go. I feel like I've seen those items in other chests. Let me jump up here and do a quick drop. I think I might be able to consolidate some items, but I'm not sure. Okay. So the answer to that question is no, I cannot. But should I? No. Okay. I was having thoughts, and I realized having thoughts was a terrible idea, so I stopped having thoughts. I mean, after all, who wants to have thoughts? That leads to having opinions. Leading to having opinions, we all know, is extremely dangerous for most people. Because then they go on TikTok. And before I get a whole bunch of flame people going, "What do you mean by that? What does it mean by go?" Then they go on TikTok. I'm going to say that this very plainly. Everyone who is on TikTok, I'm sure, is a lovely person deep inside. However, if you don't have expertise in something, and by expertise can be a very broad category, like you could know it, or you could really know it, or maybe you just think you know, and that's fine. But generally speaking, if the less you actually know, and this is probably going to happen to me a number of times throughout my life, when you run into people who do know what they're talking about, it tends to lead to some awkward conversations, you know, like about how you're incorrect about something. And as long as you can handle that, all power to you, right? But just remember that more often than not, we don't know as much as we think we do. And that just means we have to learn more, right? It just means we have to take the time to consider what it all will mean for us because we can't do A, B, or C, right? But some of us don't handle that knowledge very well. And instead, they tend to lash out and cause problems. And I think it's important to remember that, if you're going to go online and you're going to have an opinion, your expertise is going to be come into question. And this is because people want to make sure that the information they're getting is, going to be good. Which again, I understand. However, many people online don't seem to understand because when they get told this is not how, say, what's a good example? This is not how, say, taxes work, right? Then people tend to have a falling down fit about you and telling me what I know. It's like, yes, because these people have expertise in those facts. Having an opinion on something without having knowledge of how something actually works is a bit of a problem. Nothing to pause it. Cool. Oh my god, I've thrown everything everywhere. Okay, I have more things to get. That's the only problem. And I have only 20 minutes left of the stream. Anyways, again, I'm sure this will get me some flack, but when I go online and say something, it's because I believe I have good information. And at most every time. I don't know if I can even think of a single time where I walked away and everyone was like, that man was 100% right. Haven't managed to do that yet. Still working on that one. But most of the time when I do show up and talk, I have to have at least one conversation with someone about facts. Because we think we know what we know, but we don't. And again, that's not a problem as long as you're willing to understand that and decide that you want to improve your knowledge. But that's not how, again, most people behave. Most people look at things as, you're telling me what I know again. So we get into these long arguments and debates and fights, usually fights, with people saying, oh, I'm the right one, you're the wrong one. Now, where I'm getting at with this again, all ties, I know it doesn't sound random, but it all does, in the end, tie back to Minecraft. And that's because Minecraft has made it their business of pretending like what they're doing is 100% the best thing for the game that you could ask for. And when you see people with mods in the modding community having these really cool things that they're doing, I feel like it's kind of disrespectful to them in a way. Because they have worked probably numerous hours on creating their little mod, whatever it might be. And sometimes it seems like that amount of time spent is a little bit greater than the amount of time that Mojang spent on a similar project. And again, don't mean to throw too much shade, but I think it's something that should be addressed. Is this the modding community is what keeps Minecraft alive. And a lot of people stop modding because they catch trouble. And they catch that trouble because, well, they don't like a certain thing. So the mod creator just decides that they're just going to pack up and stop dealing with stuff because they don't want to handle being wrong, and neither does the person on the other side of things. And we've lost a lot of good mods that, and also because of all the rotating and changing Minecraft programming code, but that's a whole other problem. Anyways, I should probably stop rambling, because at this point, I'm just going to keep talking myself in a circle. There's the huge magic chest. I can probably condense 2 of these chests. Let's see. That's not a huge. That's probably bigger than a huge. I think this is actually that's a large, right? No, that's the large. That's the huge. So this is the medium chest. That would be why. Okay. F2 and travel. I see Star over there doing some more actually spectacular yard work. I'll have to go check that out in a minute after I drop off these items. It's really cool to be able to do that. I wish I could have a teleporter downstairs. Keen Games, small improvement to your game. Allow us to create like mini altars that allow us to teleport short distances. That sounds awesome. And that way we can go from like we won't have to use altars to teleport around our own base. Big brain moves here. Oh, that's a lot of fishing bait. I keep forgetting to grab those mundane chests that I'm gonna need. Another feature I would request: the ability to link magical chest storages together from different bases. This way, maybe make it to the end of the game or something like that. This way, we don't have to keep running back and forth for specific items. We can just be like, we can make a new base, and we could migrate all of our stuff there. I need nails? I'm missing nails? Really? I thought I had nails. Okay. Got one nice huge chest with the extra amenities and commodities. Yeah, I think that would be really nice too, considering all the other benefits we've had in this game. Being able to just like straight up link our bases together to share. Now, obviously, it's not something I would suggest to a game like, Pal World, which you can have the base. The bases are basically constantly running even when you're not there, and this would give you a massive supply of all kinds of things, which I mean, I still think kind of makes sense, but we'll talk about that later. Anyways, so I don't know. I mean, I feel like it'd be quite useful in a lot of games actually. Now that I think about it, and mostly for the base moving issues. It's kind of a pain to move bases because your base items, when you reach near endgame or at endgame, like we are, usually number in the thousands, if not more. So, what you're kind of left with is several hours just to move your stuff. Let's link. Let's link, and let's link up instead. Make things easier for ourselves. Oh, I'm gonna need some more boss materials to do all the fun things I want to do. Should I? Yeah, that can go in there. What am I doing? That can go in there. And Shravers and Fireflies. I do have another huge magic chest here. It would be nice if I could just, like, attach it that way. Wait, can I? No. Why can't I? I should be allowed. Surface angle not suitable. Oh, come on. It should be doable. Instead, I have to go and do this whole little, like, little podium creation. Every time. That should work. So, well, maybe not in the right spot, though. Okay, there we go. So now we can place down that first chest and come back when we have a second. There we go. Do I have a second one? I do not. I do have this huge chest here, though, which I will use upstairs and put all the extra stuff that I've been accruing over the last little bit. Iron window, tarpaulins, lockpicks, moths, large spiral stairs. These, some small magic chests, the gem of fracturing, all the rest of this junk. I mean, it's not junk, it's good stuff, but hey. Oh, probably should drop off that other thing. The other swords. Alright, then we teleport back and we get more stuff. Last piece of chicken for the night. Ah. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know I had that. A capybara? Right. A striped tail. The rest of these are basically potions. Alright. Out of those weird things. I should probably bring this. I'll pick up that. Might as well. Curtain. I mean, most of this stuff is more. Wait. Oh, crab fossils. They're small. I could use those. Can always use some Cyclops heads. I guess. At least as deterrents. But yeah. Let's see. So many magic chests everywhere. It's kind of crazy. Alright, so I think I have everything. Almost everything I need to bring for crafting materials, which is nice. I was kind of right with thinking that I would end the stream just getting the downstairs storage done. I didn't even think I was going to be able to get into the upstairs. But that's probably for the best, since I do need to go mine some silver and do some other things, which might have to happen next time. Because, of course, hauling all... I keep forgetting how much time it is to consume so many chests and trunks full of things. It is an absolutely staggering amount of time that it takes to move all this stuff. So I greatly apologize to my friends, family, loved ones, neighbors, and so on that had to deal through all of that with me. I hope it, to some degree, was worth the rambling rants, though. I have more things to drop off, and a large magic chest there. 2 large, actually, magic chests. Throw the algae in there, though. Okay. I don't want large. I want, well... How big is large? Yeah, it's large. Okay. Yeah, I could do large. Normal. There we go. And then... At least next time I'll just have to go get the materials. It won't be as long of a trek, I'm hoping. At least not with, you know, all I have to really do is grab the silver from, I think one of those little shroud roots up there had a good amount of it at least. So if I'm lucky, I'll be able to find an easy source of silver. That will probably be for the best. It would be nice if there was other methods to get silver, like there is for iron and copper. Wait, tin? I think tin also comes to the surface. Maybe it doesn't. I haven't really thought about it in quite some time. But it might not actually do so. No, I didn't want that. I wanted these and this. Okay. Oh, for the shimmer fin. I'll just put that in there. Let's get fairly close to Star over here and give him this nice little tool. There you go, Star. Enjoy the improved grappling hook. This is a wondrous and almost magical device. Got some more fossils. Okay. One last trip should do it, and that will be a majority of the items, and then I can put people into their houses. Alright, I'm going to go out and look when I go back at more of the stuff that Star has done, because I haven't done that yet, and I want to. Are those going to be... This is a massive chest. Taking this is the smart idea. Why do we have so many pickaxes? I almost have questions for myself why I have that many pickaxes. Gotta love that title, New Moon Greatsword. Sounds amazing. Guess we're gonna take all of these things with us. Oh, we actually got everything in? That's... What? What? Hold on. What? I thought... Hold, no, that's not... That's the mosaic pieces. Oh... okay. Avalon Wisdom must have found that, and I didn't. That must have been what happened there, which is very interesting. So after I drop off this load of goods, before I end the stream, I'm going to go take a look at what Star has been doing. Should be interesting. You know, I have to say, Star is a fairly good designer the last time I checked, especially as an artist. So I'm pretty sure we're going to have some impressive stuff to look at. I need lighting. I hate looking at that and realizing how much lighting I am actually missing. Okay, what can I drop off here? Nothing? No, I can't. The runes can go there. Man, nearly everything else needs to come with me. Everything else. Oh no, there's some metal scraps. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, so I have to go drop this stuff off at something else. I don't think I have enough room up here to keep all these things. I can put in what's there. Okay. We'll do the arrows, prayer flame scroll, large magical chest, greater antidote overgrowth tool. Most of those things, most of these things that I have huge amounts of, and then the rest based on interest. Gonna need another huge chest. I'm gonna just put a couple large chests up here for now. They don't want to, though. The mundane ones are supposed to be mundane for a reason. Well, we'll just do this for now. I guess in some ways it makes sense. I might have to be able to pull these items out anyways. These are all just grabbables. Okay. Why do I have those? Some of those are really odd items for me to be possessing. Okay. Can I put something else in here? No. Okay. Is that everything? That's everything. Alright. Outside we go. Stars over here. Oh, that's a nice pot. Did I put the pot out here? I think I put the... I hope I put that pot out here. Oh. Damn. And you put the wall up, and you're adding growth to the wall? And then did you put intentional damage marks as well? Well, damn. That actually looks really good. I should have told you about the overgrowth tool. Oh, damn. That looks real good. Here, let me show you the overgrowth tool. I feel a little bad. I guess I don't have the decay tool, so I can't feel too terrible. So the overgrowth tool, first of all, makes your hand glow like magic, which is really neat. Second, it's kind of like oh, I need to have things I don't have right now. But it's basically kind of like the hammer, except for you can put down specific types of terrain like violets or ivy and stuff like that. Yeah, to be fair, these look absolutely amazing. I'm sure they took an insane amount of time. Which, you know, you did a good job. Good job, Star. Why is your health so low? Oh, right. You don't regenerate health like I do. Anyways, so this is still rather impressive. Yeah, so I'm gonna hand you this tool here. Go ahead and take that, Star. Then we will have to bring in, now that all the stuff's here, I can go ahead and grab all the different craftspeople, bring them to town. And then you can have access to a tool that lets you put on ivy and violet flowers and a bunch of other, and I think even some seaweed and stuff like that. It might be quite fun. All right. So, thank you everybody so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this looks gorgeous. Good God. If you've liked this episode, please like and subscribe, follow if you can. Remember that this is basically the lead up to the end of this series. I might still play Enshrouded, but I will probably not be playing it on stream anymore. So, keen reminder, upcoming week, Wednesday is the final day. 2 hours of watching gives you a special badge, so if you watch the whole stream. Might even go a little over 2 hours just because it's a special one. If you subscribe on that day, which if you have Twitch Prime, you get a free Prime sub every month. If you subscribe on that day, you get the 2-hour free watch one, and then you also get the 2-hour I'm a really amazing person one. So look out for that. And I will see you all on Tuesday. Bye, everybody.